Hello, YouTubers! Joe Kersey here on, I guess more properly I should say again, on Thursday, June 21st, 2018 at 1300 in the afternoon Eastern Time. Eastern Daylight Time. In the U.S. as opposed to Australian Eastern Time. Well, a certain amount of recovery has taken place as far as getting back on clock schedule, and as those of you who have watched me know that from time to time I was in a moderate amount of pain there toward the end of the trip, from either back, hip, or knee, or all three, or one, or any two of the above. But that thing is now down to basically, I can't even say it's a dull roar. It's you sort of know something's there, but it's nothing that makes me go oh, like it was there. For example, last night I slept straight through the night without having to wake up in pain and hold on to my leg for about 2 or 3 hours. So it's gotten better. So I'll thank the good Lord on that, and have already done so and will continue to do so. So this morning I went and did a wine run. I got my Google AdSense money that had been escheated to the state of Ohio, to the Department of, or Division of Unclaimed Funds. So for the first 3 years, I was on YouTube where I was monetizing my videos, or the ones they would let me monetize. I made $99.97. Yay! Which I will duly report on my income tax, of course. On the bottom line there, I think it's line 23, other income. Okay. What am I thinking about? Oh, well, there were a couple of sort of pending pieces of action that needed to take place, that happened or were happening when I left, that I couldn't resolve while I was over in England. As I may have mentioned, my landline was out probably from around May 30th, this year. And every time I called the AT&T number, customer service number, to try to get the landline disconnected, because I clearly no longer need it. It's just taken over by telemarketers and telephone solicitors anyway. It said this, AT&T customer service is unavailable and will be for the foreseeable future, and we can't tell you anymore. And I thought, hell, has there been a bomb or something there in the call center, or what's the deal? I had that 3 days in a row. So then I had to leave the country. So then I wasn't going to try to tend to that overseas. So I came back, and I called yesterday. And I got this very, very pleasant young woman named either Keisha or Kenya. And I explained to her the situation. She says, "Oh yeah, we were having a work stoppage." Says they're about. She didn't give a time. She said, but certainly it was more than 3 days that they had we had a work stoppage. The CWA, Communications Workers of America, had a work stoppage. I said, say no more. I knew a fair number of these CWA guys over the years, as far as both like line people for AT&T, and then organizational people. Well, I don't know what it is. Anyway, there was the Stonewall outfit I was involved with in the early 80s. A number of people on the board were CWA workers. And boy, I tell you, you put a burr under their saddle and they are not going to let up. So I said, I understand why you were closed for as long as you were. I mean, believe you me, I understand that. So she said, yeah, we'll disconnect you. And then, of course, she started into the, what else do you need for your entertainment needs? And I said, wait a minute, I'm going to save us both a lot of time. I said, I understand you have to do this, and I understand, I appreciate that. But you're about ready to try to upsell me to DirecTV or some other thing, aren't you? She didn't say anything. I said, well, I know you are. I said, I appreciate you have to do that, but I'm fine where I stand. I basically I have my wireless phone with AT&T. It works just fine. I'm very happy. I don't need the landline anymore. So that's that. I said, okay, fine. And she gave me a disconnect number, and she says, I'll even take you back to credit you back to May 30th. When you originally noticed you were out. I said, great. I mean, I didn't expect that. I expected fully to be charged up to the date of, the moment of me calling them. But no. And she said, we'll send you won't get a final statement till mid-July. I said, okay, fine. She said, we'll have to send you a check. I said, okay, that's fine. I said, I assume you can't credit that to my wireless account. She said, no. I said, that's commingling of funds. I understand that. You can't do that. So that's fine. So good. That was fairly painless. Very reasonable customer service experience with AT&T on this situation with the good Keisha. And then today, well, of course, all my mail came yesterday. The 2 weeks of mail, which actually all fit into my mailbox, and of course, 80% of it were ads, flyers and ads and BS like that. But there were a couple of substantive things. One, there was my Google AdSense check from unclaimed funds at the state of Ohio. There was something about my electrical service or New Deal or you're eligible for this and that, which they'd been calling me about for quite some time. And I thought, well, maybe my old contract with the current place has run out and they're allowed to start banging at me again about this. So I finally I called them and tried to look it up on the internet and this, that, and the other. It turns out that my current electrical supplier contract, runs to December 2019. So if I were to pull out of that early, it'd be a $295 penalty. And so in theory, I might save about $100, $150 over 2 years if I just bit the bullet and paid the penalty and switched now. But it's just I'm not going to muddy the waters on this. So. I mean, of course, all these outfits are counting on inertia, inertia or just a dangling new deal that then will lock you in, for a continual lock in. It's such a racket. I mean, these things ought to be covered under the damn RICO laws over here. The mafia should have had it so good, They would have wished to have it so good as these electrical companies. Yeah. Well, there it is. Good sleep, less pain, wine, dilute, of course. Clarification about electricity, and my landline is now history. I'll have to crawl around and just get all the cords and stuff disconnected and squared away because I've got all this stuff, you know, over here. So I'll say bye-bye, YouTubers.